Hi and welcome to How to Use CAD. Today we're going to look at drawing house plans using TurboCAD Deluxe 2022. So you will have every opportunity to see how a professional designer recreates a 3-bedroom house plan from an old PDF. It's a perfect way to hone your skills and really get to know the power of TurboCAD when it comes to architectural drawings. I've been using TurboCAD for about 12 years now, and I keep upgrading and getting new versions simply because it's great for opening up brand new CAD files created in other programs. The tools haven't changed that much, but they've become slicker, I think, and certainly the software has become way more stable than it was in the original years or in the early years. Right, so today what we're going to do is we're going to redraw a 3-bedroom house. Now I found this old plan on the internet, so it's a perfect way to start our project today. So normally what we do, if we bring in a photo or a PDF, what we have to do is we have to scale it. So that's the most important thing initially. So now to scale this, it's 3.3 across. So what we're going to have to do is just put a little measure on it here, 3.3. So let's see what we're looking at here. So we're getting, oh yeah, right, it's supposed to be 3300, and the scale changes as you can see. So keep an eye on what I'm doing now because I won't be explaining that much today. Right. Now, did you understand what I just did? Because I just rescaled the picture and to suit the environment. The environment is 1 equals 100, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it again to make sure you actually got it. So how we rescale is we take a known measurement. So we've been told here that that's 3.3 by 2.7. So this is the longer one. So 3.3 across. So we draw a line, and that should be 3.3. But you can see if I click on it, it's miles off. So what I do down here where it shows the measurement for this line, I'm going to put in 3300, and what that happens then is it changes the scale. The scale is 0.36, so I copy that. Then I come out, click on the picture, and then where are we going? Let me just get that back. So click on the picture and then pop into the scale, paste into the X and the Y, hit return. And now we should be matching up 1 to 100. So now let me just check if that's correct. 3.3. Sometimes we have to do it about 3 times to get it right. So that line should be close to 3.3. Look at that, one millimeter out. So that's perfect. Right, so now we know what, I'm happy with that. So now we know that the PDF is scaled correctly. What we want to do is we want to make a copy of it. And now what some people do is they trace over. I'm not a big fan of the tracing. So what I rather do is draw the vertical lines from this one and draw the horizontal from the one on the left. And that's what we're going to do. So we're not going to mess around too much today. What I can tell you is I'm going to be using these tools here on my right click menu, which is basically lines and modify and select. I'll try to avoid pulling from here or there or going up, but you know, as I get carried away, the chances are I'll forget. Anyway, the idea of doing the draw plans, not doing the draw plans, is doing the house plan, is to show you how easy it is just by setting up this menu here. And before I go, I suppose, just in case you're new to me and my tutorials, let me show you. You go up here and you right click and you go to palettes, pop-up toolbar. So this is a pop-up toolbar, and you just make sure you select line, modify and select. Just select those three, tick those boxes, and what happens is down here when you right click, those are your tools, and those are the tools we're going to be using mostly for this tutorial. So it's a lovely little 3-bedroom bungalow. I had a look at it. It's very simple, you know, entrance, there you go into the hallway, got a tiny kitchen, back out into the hallway. No real dining room here. There's a sitting room, 3 bedrooms and a garage, so there's no frills on it. It's a basic standard 3-bedroom bungalow, and that's what we're going to draw. But what I'm going to help you with is I'm going to draw the walls and the doors, outside walls, inside walls, with the proper sizes. And so in other words, you're going to learn about the wall thicknesses and door opening sizes and so on and so forth. So right, let's get stuck in. To do that, I should be grabbing my line tool from here, and I'm going to draw today. I'm going to draw from the outside. Oh, I had this problem before. What was happening was the snaps kicks off. The snaps gives me a oh, hang on, see. What happens is when the snaps is on, it snaps to something else rather than what I wanted. So sometimes I'll turn off snaps, get my line tool. So you can turn off snaps there, or you can just turn them off here. Anyway, I've turned it off for a few minutes, and I'm going to draw a few lines. And the idea is to get the outline before I do anything really. Just get the outside walls done, then we can do the internal. So I turn back on snaps now, and now I start using these tools of mine. So this is the Meet Two Line tool, perfect for this. Carry on. You can see now this isn't rocket science. When I move this up, by the way, that'll be fine there. So the outside walls on an old bungalow would be, well, most of them built in the 60s would have a bit of a cavity, but no insulation. In the 1940s, 1950s, no cavity at all. It's just 2 blocks and a bit of rendering. So what we're going to do today is we're going to build on the basis of a cavity, as in a new bungalow. And a new bungalow would be 100 block, 100 of insulation, and 100 a block again. So therefore we're looking at 300. Basic thickness of the wall would be 300 for an outside wall. You get 20 mil of rendering, you're going to get plasterboard inside. So what we always do is allow 330. And I'm going to put the wall on the outside. So tab 330. I'm going to put the wall out rather than in. Otherwise the rooms are going to become very small. Tab minus, nope, no minus. 330. Tab minus 330. So now we get the giant Meet the Two Line tools again, and watch what it does. Yeah. See, I'm not even bothering to go in close to do this. And there you go. That's your outside line, and that's hardly difficult, is it? So what we're going to do now is, you see what they've done here. They've got a thin wall between the garage. They've really done a cheapskate here. What we're going to do is we're not going to do that. We're going to do a thicker wall, and we're going to use the parallel. Now I can see I'm already going over here instead of using this one, but okay, that's life. Here we go. Here we go. So what we're going to do here is an interior wall. It's a block is 100, and you got plasterboard dabbed on either side. So what have we got? 125. Add a bit of plaster to that. I'm going to make it 130. So it's tab minus 130. give you an easy way, I'm going to use this little tool here. The difficulty is that I'm not convinced that's the right size because I'm standing, yeah, that's perfectly fine. It's because I'm standing back from it and I'm getting that. So now watch what happens when I use the meet two lines. Yeah, you lose the line. I take from over there, then I use it again. Meet two lines. If you get used to using the meet two lines tool, if you get used to using it, then as against taking the slower route, but if you get used to using it, it'll be a real time saver in the end. Yeah. Okay, so you can see we're getting there. So let's draw another line down here now, and I haven't forgotten. So this time it's 150 again, and I'm going to use the parallel, tab minus 150. Might as well draw, no, I was going to say I might as well draw the other lines, but I can see some of them are different sizes, so it's perhaps wiser not to. Do these two, right, saying no, I had one selected already, that's why. So how long is this going to take, do you think? Not long, I can tell you now. Right, so what we do is we get the inside measurement there, and we know we need a parallel tool, which is going to be 330, tab minus 330. And before I do anything with this one, I'm going to use a horizontal line, and I'm going to use it from the inside. Parallel, tab minus 330. Wow. And that's going to go as far as this side here. So we're going to draw another line, trying to focus on using this menu here. So run there, parallel, tab 330. Getting the hang of this already. Right, so we're getting there. Right, so that's the line across, so I'm using a different way of doing this now, and it's not working out so well. You should also try to learn some of the keyword, the shortcuts. It's always useful to learn. Shortcuts to control the tools, that is. Right. Too lazy to use modify and to cut. So I would rather do this and then do a few more lines. You know, you got the select tool there as well. The entrance might be a fraction smaller now because of what I've done by thickening up the walls from the inside out. But there you go. Now what have they got here? They put the wall in the middle. Oh, that kind of rubbish. I wouldn't do that. I'd never do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up a little here on these two. Go in a bit closer so you guys can see what I'm doing. Tab. Now do you remember the numbers? 130. Tab 130. Interior wall 130. One block. Bit of plasterboard on either side. And that's what we've got. So now we need line tool again, and it's gonna go twice from here, and it's gonna go to there. And the parallel tool, tab 130, tab 130. Used to be when I used to do drawings like this, the idea of doing a tutorial was out of the question, simply because it would take me too long. You'd be here for 2 hours, and that's not going to happen nowadays, because let's just say I've become more familiar with the tools, a little bit more skilled. Right, now my favorite one, here we go. Oops. It's an impressive bit of kit, that's what I say. Right, again, here we go. And right, so line tool. Now you notice how I'm only using a few tools to recreate all this, just a few. So now we've got, oh yeah, this is not going to happen. I'm getting carried away. What I'm saying is, I was going to say there that how we're using very few tools to actually do what we're doing here. It's basically the same tools over and over and over. Get rid of that. Get one line going. Parallel again. Tab 130. Oops. Abort on that one. Tab 130. If you forget to hit the return, that's what happens. Should have done the two together, don't you think? There you go. I'm bad. Right, how are we doing? We need a bathroom, sorry, we need a kitchen and a bathroom. And loo, separate loo, oh my gosh. Separate loo. Those were the days. Right, so we're going to do a line and we're going to do separate loo. This is the so if I do the right side of each line, I'll be on safe ground. Tab minus 130. Tab minus 130. Tab minus 130. What happened to the middle one? Tab minus 130. Don't know what happened to the middle one. Now, very simple way of doing this. Anyone know? Instead of me pulling all those lines back, I can go like so. Where am I? multi, and then I go like so, and I touch that line. Oh, went the wrong way. Haven't used it for a while. So, done that one. And no, I'm really messing this one up now. So yeah, there's something wrong there. Because it can't be wrong each way I do it. So yeah, I can see what's happening. It's doing the shortest one rather than anything else. So let me just move back to the standard tool. Now get the select out. And I won't bother editing that out, because we all make mistakes when we're doing drawings, and it's part and parcel of the job. And it's not that we don't know the tools. We do know our tools, but for various circumstances they can behave a little bit different occasionally. So you look like a mug, and I think I don't mind looking like a mug as long as you guys are learning. I'm a happy bunny. Right. Don't really need to be doing this actually. What I need to be doing is drawing more lines. I've corrupted that in some way. I can see me reaching up the top there sometimes because just so it's easier, at least it looks easier. Right, let's do this one first, because that covers all of them from the bathroom, doesn't it? I haven't done the wall for the bathroom yet, but that covers all of them. And that's making sure that's the outside line. So we're going tab 130. And right, so what I need to be doing is sorting out this bathroom wall and where it kicks out. So it actually kicks out here. Okay, I get it. How it is? Yep, that's how it is. Sometimes you have to click off of something. That doesn't want to know at the moment. That's fine. See, I'm pulling from everywhere to get the job done. A lovely thing I learned, and it took a while to learn with TurboCAD or any of the CAD files, but once you learn it, it's fantastic, and that is you come to realize that so many different ways of doing the same thing, and nobody's right and nobody's wrong. That's just the way it is. Right, now let's see these lines again. So that one, yeah, so it does come up fully, and then there's a door in there. should have done this maybe, you know, the way you say, oh, this will be part one, because instead of having too long a video, you've just got 2 videos instead. But I don't always want to do that, because you kind of lose the momentum. Right, how are we doing now? Nearly all the lines are in. Let's do the dividing between the this is, I think that's meant to be a shower. A little bit here. Yeah, just checking. So I'm just going to do this one now, slightly different. And that is that I'm shortening the line before I draw the next one. Tab -130. Also, if you're stuck for space, it's always possible to do thinner walls occasionally. Right, I'm not interested in doing doors or anything just yet. Let me check that out now. You got that staggered hallway. You know what that means? We've done it. We've actually got we've got all the walls in. So now, which is that's quite good going. All of about what, 20 minutes or so. Right. So now, what we want to do is let's get some doors in. So, on projects like this, what I do is I'm going to get a little box. I'm going to do tab 762. Tab 762. Now what that is that's 762 is the standard door size. So in other words, I'm just going to look now at the drawings, and I'm going to use the modify tools to cut my door openings. And the doors may not exactly, I may not do it exactly in the same place, but now with the way they've done it there, I would never put a door in the middle of the room like that, and I certainly wouldn't put it leaning this way. So if a modern designer now, and this is something else I do by the way, tab -50, go this way, tab -50, tab -50, it's insisting. Right, that's to do with snaps, yeah, which can be a pain, but it's my friend. Tab -50. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to show you where I would cut the line for the door, around 50. And the reason for that is that by the time you put your architrave on, you don't want to have architrave on this side and at the top of the door and then no architrave here. So if you start the door flush to this wall, and then that's a huge mistake. So you come out 2 inches and allow for the architrave to be fitted all the way around. And what we're going to do is allow 762. So you go modify, object trim. There you go. That's a door. And in fact, if I wanted to be really accurate, I'd do 862. And the reason I do 862 is to allow for the lining on both sides, and the space between the gap, 5mm gap on either side of the door, etc. But I'm not too bothered with that right now. So we're looking at getting the doors in. Here now I would do the same. Now this time I'm eyeballing it rather than measuring it. And it's going to be another one, another door, standard door gone in there. So let's look at where the next one is. Center here, center of the front. So let's see if we can do one that's center. There we go. Modify again, object trim. getting the hang of this. It ain't rocket science, that's for sure. So we've done that door. Now on to the bedroom here. And again, oh, we're missing a wall. Yep, it's a disaster. So we're missing a wall to create 2 bedrooms. And I'm going to do the same as I did last time, which was to shrink it down before I duplicate. Tab -130. Right, so now it's this particular baby again, and we're going to go so, and then we're going to go line tool, and then we're going back again. We're done. Are we done? Yes. Right, select here. I keep it for a reason. Now, we need to get our doors in. Let's see if we've got the sizing. Yeah, always these bungalows, they're notorious for being narrow, meaning that you're for cutting off architrave and so on and so forth. That they skimp, they have thinner walls, and depends on when it was built. They got worse there for the 60s for a while. In the 60s, a bungalow, no insulation, the thinnest wood, the thinnest and slimmest walls. That's what they did. Now how are we getting to the garage? You're not even allowed out to the garage. So we got a garage door going in here, and then there's just a door to the back garden, but there's no door from the house because these are bedrooms. What about the loo? Let's get a door in for the loo. Let's see if that fits. Standard door. Yeah, just barely. Almost there. That's good enough. Modify. Object trim. Let's see when I put the doors in. They'll go in very quick. So now we got a bathtub going in there on the back of the wall. So what's the size of a bathtub, anybody? 700 standard. Tab 700. So we don't want the door going in at the end of the bath. So we're going to put the door and allow for the door to open. Modify. Object trim. So there's generally a reason why things are where they are. But not always. Sometimes it's just pure incompetence. Now, so this bit here that's a shower in there. So what we do on this one's got a little narrow shower, but it might be because I've changed the walls around a bit. Did I lose my box? I did. I knocked it off. I deleted it. What we do here for the shower is, I'm not going to do it for a door. What I'm going to do is take that out, and because we're going to put a shower door, just put a cubicle in and a shower door. So we don't need any wall and a door in the wall. And then the other side is a cupboard here. My goodness, they love their cupboards, I can tell you that. I think they used to, have competitions to see how many small cupboards they could have. Just between the designers. Oops. Polyline. Yeah. And then this is one big room, so this one has to be roped back. So, right, let me get my little line tool out and start popping those in. So See, it's much easier when you do batch. Do everything in batches. Much easier. So we are going to put doors in, but won't be putting anything else in after that, because the lesson has dragged on long enough for you. So 762. Let me get rid of my. Don't need that anymore, do I? How do we get into that room? Yeah, we're fine. No, we're not. There's a door here. Let me just check on that now. Yes, there's a door here. And this is a bit of kitchen, so they put a little partition here. Put a little partition there, but I wouldn't bother doing that, because you're blocking the view into the kitchen. So things have changed since they since they've done that one. Right, where's my line? Right, standard door, that's easy enough. Go here, you go tab 762, tab 32. We'll do 32, make it a nice door. You get the cheaper ones, which are effectively egg carton. Well, let's just say these are better. And I haven't put the door into the garage, but I don't think I'll bother on that. Right, we need something to indicate that the door is opening. And that'll be, oh no, I need a quarter. Start again. So what I normally do is I do the same on that. I do 762, tab 762, and I usually do it lighter color, and I use a dotted line. So what we do is we stand this up against the door. Actually, that's too light. Go one up. I go D, and I go on the back wall, and there I am. That's my door. That's one door. Now I make a door that opens the other way. I go, and now I've got a door of each. So what we do is pop that around here. We start off with this room. Perfect. Picking up on the picture there, isn't it? Okay. Two doors. And the loo door goes in. They've gone in one way. Oddly enough, I would always be inclined to go the other way. It's to do with privacy screening, which they used to do in the old days. We don't do it anymore. Which means it means that you have to kind of get into the loo before you see who's in there. So you have to come all the way around here to look into the loo, whereas we tend not to be interested in that. So this door now can open against the bathtub. We use CAD blocks all the time, yeah, for bathroom fittings and the kitchens, windows and so on. Right, this was a door that opened out, yeah, has to, and then this one opened in. So I need one of these. Nearly there. So it's a great exercise, and it's one you should be doing yourself. As in, go on Rightmove, find a house or two that you like, or flats or whatever, and pick some plans. Take a picture, throw it into TurboCAD, and Bob's your uncle. In other words, crack on, and you set yourself a task and do it, and absolutely great training. I've done hundreds and hundreds when I was just practicing to get to know my tools, because for every one you do, you get to know your tools better. Okay, now, so to do a door in a cupboard, I usually do it by half. In other words, I don't have a full door on it. I'll show you how I do that. So if I can knock off auto for a minute, and I go like so, then I get my modified tools out again, object trim, there we go. So, and just make sure you select all of it. Oops, didn't put the lines in, did I? And I'm not doing the front door either, because that's meant to have a glazing panel and so on. I think you've learned quite a bit here. So now you see that I've used, let me just check on the doors and then we'll have a little chat and then I'll let you off. Right, can go. We've now got ourselves a plan. So what I was saying was, you can see that almost all of this was built from the right menu here. Occasionally I strayed up and grabbed something, but there was nothing that I had to do that I couldn't get from this menu. Yeah, so basically get used to working from this menu. That's all I can tell you. Now, you've just successfully watched me create a 3-bedroom bungalow on from PDF, and I can tell you now it's pretty accurate. Remember when I scaled it, it was only out about 1 mil. So the walls are the correct thickness for a new build, 330. For a standard new build, of course you can make it thicker if you want to do something else. In any case, if you're making a new modern bungalow, you'd make it a bit bigger. All these rooms would be a bit bigger, and you certainly wouldn't lay it out like this. So what I'm doing is I'm saying 130 for the walls, internal wall, which is 100 block plasterboard on either side, which is 12.5 mil, and then allow a few mil for skimming. Doors are standard 762. What more can I tell you? Nothing. You've done a great job if you've stayed with me for this one. So hope you enjoyed the lesson. See you in the next one. Thanks very much. Bye bye.